Hello, Marshall County Schools. I'm Paul Solars, and I'm the author of Learn Like a Pirate. I understand that many of you are going to start reading my book, and I wanted to just take a moment to introduce myself and tell you a little bit about the book. I'm a fifth grade teacher in Arlington Heights, Illinois, and I've been teaching fifth grade for 17 years. And this book kind of tells you how I create a student-led classroom and empower my kids to collaborate and lead the show, really. So I wanted to tell you a little bit about the acronym for PIRATE. P stands for pure collaboration, and it's really probably the meatiest part of the book. It tells you how I get my kids to work together, how I use things like marble theory, the idea that you can level the playing field and get kids to respect each other, even though some kids have learning disabilities or ADD or they're different in any sort of way. It gets kids to respect each other. So that chapter teaches you how to get your kids collaborating and respecting each other. The I is for improvement-focused learning. I don't do grades in my classroom. I still have to do a report card. I still have to, have conferences with the parents and tell them how they're achieving on standardized tests, Common Core, all kinds of things. But we don't do grades. I tell them what they did well, and I tell them what I need them to keep working on, and we focus on improving throughout the whole year. And it's been really effective for getting kids to own the things that are challenges for them and try to continue to grow each day. The R stands for responsibility, and the idea that you give the kids some of the responsibilities in the classroom. I hold some responsibilities, but in general, we're all working together to try to get things done in the classroom. Some of them might be specific jobs that need to be done, and they might be assigned out, but most of the things that we have to do are what we call collaborative responsibilities, where we all share the responsibility. So whenever we see it needs to get done, we work together to do it. The A stands for active learning, and even though I can empower my kids to lead, I can give them the right to interrupt the class through a gimme 5. If I don't get my kids working together collaboratively on active lessons, as opposed to sitting there quietly and listening to me or doing worksheets or packets, if I don't do that, they're not going to want to lead because they're going to see that I'm in charge all the time. So I do active learning like simulations and fairs and debates and project-based learning, just like you guys are doing. And I'm trying to get them to work together. And then that way, when they're off in the classroom working together in partnerships, they're more likely to say, hey, give me 5, you guys. It's time for us to transition for gym. Or I just found a really great website that we can use to help us for this next part of the assignment. That's when I can get my kids to actually start adding things to the lesson and adding things to their experiences. So those active learning situations are explained in the book. The T is for 21st century skills. I have a tendency to focus in on things like how do they communicate, how do they collaborate, what kind of creativity skills are they using, what kind of problem-solving skills are they using. But we have 34 of them. Those are the 4 C's that I mentioned, but we focus on 34 skills. That's probably overwhelming to most, so you might want to start with a subset of those skills and focus in on some of those things. How can I increase awareness of those skills? How can I get my kids improving in those skills? Because those are the skills that are going to transfer outside of the classroom. They're going to go through life. They're going to go to future classrooms. They're going to be useful, long into the future. So those 21st century skills are what I focus most of my feedback on as I talk to them throughout their day. I also do a 21st century report card where I give them those 34 skills, and I give them a number, and the number doesn't mean a lot, but it shows them which skills they're stronger at and which skills they're weaker at, and they can look at things, how they can improve, and they can find their weak areas and their strong areas. So I talk about how I do that. And then the last chapter is empowerment. If you don't empower your kiddos to take the lead in the classroom, there's no way that they're going to do it. So it shows you, I listed probably, I think, 13 different ways that I try to empower my kids throughout my day. There's so many more. Those are the ones that I came up with. But empower your kids, let them know that they are not only able to lead the classroom, but they're expected to lead the classroom. And you're going to be amazed at how much growth you're going to get out of the kids, how well they're going to be able to transfer their skills in the future, and what a great classroom you're going to have. I luckily, throughout these last few years where I've been doing almost an entirely student-led classroom, I've had nearly no behavior problems. I've had happy parents. I've had kids who come to school every day excited, and you can have that too. So I hope that you'll take a look at the book. Contact me with any questions that you might have. Your principal, Kevin Jackson, or one of the principals in the district, contacted me just through Twitter. So I'm at Paul Solars, or you can get me on my email at psolars at sd25.org, schooldistrict25.org. And I'm happy to answer any questions for you. So thank you for reading the book, and I wish you guys the best of luck. Thank you.